Beneath the vast blue, power shifts in silence. The great white may rule by fear, but from the shadows, another mind awakens. The orca, master of strategy, turns the sea into a weapon. In this war beneath the waves, intelligence, not teeth, decides who reigns. From the ocean to the sandy coast, the orca continues to push boundaries. A sea lion rests in the sun at the water's edge, appearing safe, unaware that danger waits just beyond the waves. In an instant, the orca launches from the sea, sliding its entire body onto the sand. It is a gamble. One wrong move could leave it stranded. But with precise calculation, the strike is swift, aimed at a single target. Immediately, it twists back, gliding into the depths and vanishing beneath the surf. This is no random act, but a skill passed down through generations. Such boldness proves one truth: the orca will go beyond the limits of its world to achieve its goal. Intelligence and daring combine, making the orca not only powerful, but among the most fearless hunters of the sea. On a migration stretching 10,000 miles, gray whales and their calves face countless dangers. From the icy waters of the Arctic, they swim south toward the warm lagoons of Mexico. But this path is more than a test of endurance. It is a battlefield where orcas lie in wait. For a young calf, every mile is a trial of survival. The orcas follow with patience, seeking to separate it from its mother's protection. They do not rush with fierce strikes, but wear them down instead, circling closer, harassing in waves, draining strength little by little. This struggle is not decided by a single blow, but by persistence. It is a contest between the mother's endurance and the orca's relentless pressure, a clash of willpower, stamina against persistence. For millions of years, the great white shark has been regarded as the ruler of the open sea. Its body, stretching over 20 feet and weighing nearly 5,000 pounds, makes it a machine of speed and surprise. A shadow crossing the water's surface once meant defeat for any creature caught in its path. Yet even a ruler has weaknesses. Orcas never rush into a head-on clash. They wait, then strike by flipping their prey onto its back. In that instant, the shark becomes motionless, losing every advantage. The contrast is clear. The shark relies on instinct and muscle, while the orca turns the ocean into a chessboard. With a brain weighing up to 15 pounds and the power of teamwork, every turn, every strike is calculated. The sea is not just a home, it is a battlefield ruled by strategy. Reports even show orcas selectively taking only the energy-rich liver of a great white, leaving the rest behind. Today, research reveals that great whites often avoid areas where orcas are present. A striking sign that the ancient throne has begun to shift under the weight of intelligence and strategy. Not every creature chooses to flee. The humpback whale, over 80,000 pounds, with flippers stretching 16 feet, can transform into a living shield. When a pod of orcas approaches, it is far from an easy target. With a powerful sweep of its fin, a mother can send a hunter flying. These counterstrikes are not only defense, but protection for her calf. Remarkably, humpbacks have even been observed stepping in to shield other species, from seals to gray whale calves, an act scientists call altruistic protection. The orcas, though intelligent, must be cautious. Instead of relying on force, they try to isolate the calf, pushing the mother into a losing position. At times, deception is used. One orca may mimic the mother's behavior, lifting the calf onto its back to earn its trust. That brief moment of innocence can shift the entire battle. In the clash, the sea erupts with thunderous splashes, a reminder that nature is not always a one-sided chase. Sometimes the hunted becomes a towering wall of resistance. But when the struggle ends, only fading ripples remain, proof that even the bravest giants can fall before the patience and intelligence of the hunter. In the far south, where ocean and ice merge, another battle begins. The ice seems safe, yet beneath the frozen surface, hunters wait in silence. A seal rests on the floe, unaware that the ground beneath could collapse at any moment. The orcas do not rush. They gather in formation, side by side, and begin to create waves. Each surge builds, crashing against the edge of the ice. The first strike shakes the surface, startling the prey. The next wave is stronger. Cracks begin to spread. This is no accident. It is a strategy refined over generations, known as wave washing, the art of sweeping prey from its refuge. Through collective intelligence, each wave shows flawless teamwork. When the final sheet breaks apart, the seal has nowhere left to cling, sliding into waters already under control. Once again, the orcas prove they are not just hunters. They are strategists who turn the very environment into a weapon. On the African savanna, the rhythm of life never slows down. Thundering footsteps shake the ground, grass and dust rise into the air, and dark shapes cut swiftly across the horizon. The shrill calls of hyenas echo like a warning bell, signaling that a clash is about to begin. They charge not only with physical strength, but also with sharp pack strategy. It is the blend of speed, persistence, and collective intelligence that makes the hyena a formidable challenger. Stay tuned. Will they gain the upper hand, or vanish into the drifting dust of the plains? Under the midday sun, leopards often drag their prey up sturdy tree branches to keep it safe. But a single mistake, dropping the catch to the ground or failing to hoist it quickly enough, can bring them face to face with a pack of hyenas. Just a faint sound or a trace of scent is enough to summon the clan, advancing with tight coordination and unwavering resolve. A leopard, weighing about 120 to 180 pounds, strikes with lightning speed, able to subdue prey within seconds. Yet against a group of hyenas, many times its number, the advantage slips away. The leopard snarls, fur bristling, and lunges at those who edge too close. But the echoing calls of the pack signal that the balance has shifted. Hyenas do not rely on the swiftness of one body, but on the force of collective strategy. They close in step by step, pressing the leopard backward. The big cat fights to hold its meal, but after a few probing advances, it is forced to leap into the tree for safety. Below, the hyenas quickly tear apart what remains, turning persistence into triumph. This encounter highlights not only the resilience of the leopard, but also the power of hyena's pack strategy, a weapon that compels even the strongest solitary hunters to yield. The rhinoceros is one of Africa's symbols of strength, weighing up to 5,000 pounds with skin nearly 2 inches thick. Each powerful thrust of its horn is enough to keep any predator at a distance. In comparison, a hyena weighs only about 100 to 150 pounds, yet it holds the advantage of numbers and remarkable persistence. This is a clash between massive power and tireless strategy. At first, the clan dares to approach a fully grown adult, but each fierce charge quickly drives them back, proving that success against a healthy rhino is nearly impossible. Undeterred, they turn their focus to a calf weighing about 600 to 800 pounds. Even with its mother close by, daylight gives the advantage to the rhino, making it hard for the pack to prevail. The pursuit stretches on until sunset. As darkness falls, the rhino's vision weakens, while the hyenas thrive in the night. The pack tightens its formation, gradually isolating the calf worn down after long hours. When the night fully takes hold, persistence finally brings reward. This outcome reveals a familiar paradox of nature. Even giants, worn down by time and pack strategy, may at times bow before the strength of collective power. Across the endless grasslands of the Serengeti, the migration of more than 1.5 million wildebeest stretches to the horizon. It is one of the greatest wildlife spectacles on Earth, and also a vast feast for predators. Amid the moving sea, clans of hyenas wait patiently. They never rush in recklessly, but instead hold back for the moment when the herd scatters, or when the young and weak fall behind. A calf weighing only about 80 to 100 pounds can hardly withstand the pressure of such persistent hunters. The pack spreads out, pressing from behind and cutting across the front, breaking the herd's formation. The isolated calf soon vanishes into the haze of dust. a swift and silent end. Facing an adult weighing 500 to 600 pounds, armed with curved horns over 2 feet long, the challenge is far greater. Hyenas circle patiently, taking turns to apply pressure, relying on endurance that allows them to keep a pace of 35 miles per hour over long distances. The adult wildebeest fights back fiercely, swinging its horns wide, even charging at those who come too close. It is a contest of strength and strategy, where the smallest mistake can shift the outcome. And yet, under relentless pursuit, the wildebeest eventually falters, unable to escape the tightening ring. In this unforgiving cycle, every stride and every backward glance becomes a vivid reminder of nature's fragile balance. In the wild, the lion is known as the king of beasts, and for hyenas, it is always the most formidable rival. Each encounter forces careful calculation, for even the smallest mistake can be costly. Against an adult male lion weighing over 400 pounds, hyenas usually keep their distance, watching from afar and waiting for an opportunity. Yet when facing a lone lioness, the balance can shift. With overwhelming numbers, hyenas grow bolder, pressing in with both aggression and intimidation, forcing the lioness to struggle in defense of her meal. At times, their tight coordination allows them to overturn the fight, driving the lioness back and seizing the prize. These clashes are not only about food, but also about territory. Both lions and hyenas mark their hunting grounds, and any intrusion can spark fierce confrontation. Still, before the raw power of lions, especially adult males, whom no number of hyenas can truly overpower, their chances of victory remain slim. Though the outcome often favors lions, the persistence of hyenas ensures that even these mighty predators remain cautious. For in the wild, no power is ever absolute. Hyenas are among Africa's most prominent nocturnal hunters. Often labeled as scavengers, they are, in fact, some of the savanna's most efficient predators. With powerful jaws capable of exerting pressure of several hundred pounds, they can crush bones to reach hidden nutrients inside. A hyena clan operates within a strict social structure, where females usually take the lead. Through coordinated teamwork, they can bring down prey many times their own weight, from antelope to buffalo. Their endurance allows them to chase prey for miles, wearing it down with relentless persistence. It is this combination of pack intelligence, mechanical strength, and remarkable adaptability that makes the hyena one of the most formidable predators of the plains. In the wilderness of North America, the grizzly bear emerges as a primal force. Quiet, yet bursting with power. In just a moment, a body weighing hundreds of pounds can surge forward, turning the stillness of the forest into sudden drama. Strong claws, an extraordinary sense of smell, and remarkable endurance make every creature cautious in its presence. Each encounter is not only a hunt, but also a testament to the art of survival of one of the continent's most powerful animals. And when the camera captures these moments, we witness nature revealing its strength in the purest form. In the wild, territory is an invaluable possession. For the grizzly bear, land is more than shelter. It is a source of food, a place for mating, and a refuge for raising young. That is why, when two mature bears cross paths within the same range, confrontation is almost inevitable. The encounter often begins with signs of warning, deep resonant roars, upright postures, or deliberate circling movements meant to test the opponent's resolve. These are rituals of strength, displays designed to measure power without immediate contact. Yet when neither yields, the contest unfolds in earnest. Swipes of heavy paws, powerful shoves, and the collision of massive bodies become the means by which dominance is declared. Such struggles may last, demanding not only brute force, but also endurance. More often, the stronger bear, often seasoned by previous mating seasons, emerges with the upper hand. Its roar carries far across the landscape, a warning to all others that this ground is claimed. When the clash subsides, the weaker bear must withdraw. Silence returns to the land, though the marks pressed into the earth remain. Victory in such disputes secures not only territory, but also survival itself, affirming an ancient truth. In nature, the right to rule the land is the key to endurance and the future of the species. Winter in North America is long, with temperatures often dropping below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the season when grizzly bears enter hibernation. By then, they have stored thick layers of fat from the rich food supplies of summer and fall. This reserve becomes both an energy source and an insulating shield that sustains them through months without foraging. For 5 to 7 months of hibernation, the bear scarcely eats or drinks and rarely expels waste. Its heartbeat slows to nearly half its usual rate, and the body shifts into an extreme energy-saving state. Remarkably, females can even give birth during this time. The cubs, weighing barely 1 pound at birth, remain sheltered in the warmth of the den, nourished by the mother's fat-rich milk as they steadily grow. Hibernation is a vital survival strategy. It enables the grizzly to endure the harshest months when food is scarce, while conserving strength for spring. When the snow begins to melt, the bear emerges, carrying with it renewed vitality and the lessons gained from an entire winter spent in stillness. The grizzly bear is a symbol of strength in North America, weighing up to 800 pounds and reaching nearly 7 feet tall when standing upright. Its thick gray-brown coat allows it to adapt to harsh climates, from freezing winters to the heat of summer. Beneath that fur lies powerful muscle, enabling the bear to climb mountains, swim with ease, and move steadily across rugged terrain. What sets the grizzly apart is not only its size. Its sense of smell is several times sharper than that of humans, able to detect scents from miles away. Despite its heavy build, the grizzly can run at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. A remarkable ability for such a massive animal. With great stamina, it can track a target for hours, moving with patience yet determination. The grizzly's diet is highly diverse. It eats berries, roots, insects, salmon during migration, and at times larger animals when conditions are favorable. This flexibility in food sources allows the grizzly to thrive across many landscapes. From open meadows and dense Alaskan forests to the slopes of the Rocky Mountains. More importantly, the grizzly plays a key role in maintaining balance within ecosystems. By dispersing seeds through its droppings, controlling populations of grazing animals, and even influencing the behavior of other species, it helps shape the natural environment. For this reason, the grizzly bear is not only a predator, but also a vital link in the ecological chain of the North. Across the vast mountain forests, grizzly bears and wolves sometimes cross paths. The most common cause is competition for food, whether it be the remains of a fallen deer, a river rich with salmon, or fruit scattered across a valley floor. When survival needs overlap, conflict becomes almost inevitable. Wolves rely on the pack, using numbers and seamless coordination to gain an advantage. When they detect a grizzly moving toward a food source, the pack often circles, shifting constantly to distract and search for an opening. Yet the grizzly is not easily unsettled. It stands firm, turning step by step to guard its ground, using its massive frame as a natural shield. Field studies show that in about 70% of these encounters, the balance tips in favor of the grizzly, thanks to its strength and resilience. Only around 30% of the time do wolves prevail, usually when their numbers and strategy align. In the wild, victory is never determined by numbers or power alone, but also by resolve and the ability to hold one's ground. In the mountain forests of North America, deer often find themselves within the focus of the grizzly bear. With long legs and swift speed, deer hold many advantages for escape. Yet against an animal of such endurance and patience, the chase becomes a profound test of survival. For a mother grizzly, the drive is even stronger as each pursuit can mean nourishment for her young. The hunt begins when the bear catches the scent of deer carried on the wind. Quietly, it follows the trail until, without warning, it bursts into motion. A body weighing hundreds of pounds, surging forward with force. The deer races downhill in an attempt to flee, but even the slightest misstep, stumbling over a fallen tree or uneven ground, can erase its advantage. Moments later, the forest returns to silence. The echoes of the chase fade, leaving only deep imprints pressed into the earth. For the mother bear, the outcome is more than survival. It is sustenance, a vital source of strength that protects and nurtures the next generation. As winter draws to a close, the grizzly awakens in a state of intense hunger. Its energy reserves are nearly depleted, and it immediately enters a demanding phase of foraging and hunting. Damp spring forests and newly revived meadows become the stage for its renewed quest for survival. At this time, the grizzly often targets large animals such as moose or caribou. With their massive size, these prey provide the dense nutrition needed to quickly restore the fat lost over months of hibernation. While a full-grown moose or caribou can resist, exhaustion eventually tips the balance in favor of the bear. These pursuits are fierce yet brief, as the grizzly knows how to seize the moment. Cubs or younger animals, easier to separate from the herd, are often sought as part of the bear's strategy to improve success. After each successful hunt, a grizzly may consume dozens of pounds of food, a vital resource that sustains not only itself, but also its offspring, renewing the cycle of life. This is clear evidence that, after a long winter of stillness, the grizzly returns with its primal strength, ready to face the fresh challenges of the wild. When summer arrives, rivers in Alaska and along North America's coast surge with life as salmon fight their way upstream. This is also the season when grizzly bears gather in great numbers, for this abundant food source determines their ability to store energy for the long winter ahead. Bears often choose strategic positions near waterfalls, where salmon must leap against powerful currents. With a single well-timed strike, a grizzly can seize a fish weighing several pounds. Mothers with cubs usually stay close to the shallows, catching fish while also guiding their young in the first lessons of survival. For them, each salmon is not only a meal, but also a vital teaching moment for the next generation. Rich in protein and fat, especially omega-3 salmon, are a powerhouse of nutrition. A single fish weighing 5 to 10 pounds can provide over 2,000 calories, an immense reserve of energy for the bear. This nutrition allows them to quickly build thick layers of fat beneath the skin, an insulation essential for enduring freezing winters. Over the course of one season, an adult grizzly may consume hundreds of salmon, storing hundreds of thousands of calories. A successful salmon run directly shapes the survival of both mother bears and their cubs during months when food is scarce. In these scenes, the bear shows no haste. It selects its place carefully, waiting for the salmon to leap. While salmon complete their life cycle of spawning, the bear transforms this abundance into the strength needed to withstand the unforgiving winter ahead. A dark silhouette dives from the heights, cutting through the air with powerful wings. Speed, precision, and instinct combine into a flawless weapon. Each plunge becomes a tense contest of strategy, where the hunter seizes even the smallest opening. On the cliffs, in the thickets, or across the waves, tactics draw the line between survival and defeat. Can rivals on the ground or in the water escape the grasp of the ruler of the skies? Across open fields and forest edges, coyotes are formidable hunters, relying on pack coordination and muscular strength. Yet they can sometimes become targets for the golden eagle. Young wolves, separated from the pack, are especially vulnerable without the protection of the group. From above, the eagle observes intently, waiting for the moment when the coyote drops its guard before diving. The powerful plunge leaves the young coyote with little chance to react, and in an instant, the advantage shifts to the hunter of the skies. Against a full-grown coyote, however, the encounter becomes far more intense. Adult wolves counter with powerful jaws and relentless endurance, sometimes even summoning pack-mates if nearby. In such moments, the eagle struggles to maintain control, forced to release and soar upward to avoid danger. At times, it must abandon the effort and seek other prey. Yet each clash reveals the harsh truth of nature. Neither the ruler of the skies nor the ruler of the land is truly invincible. Across the grasslands and open woods of North America, foxes are known for their sharp senses. With keen ears and the ability to vanish into tall grass, they stalk small rodents, insects, or dig for hidden meals. Sometimes they retreat into burrows or tangled brush to stay out of danger. But when a fox grows too focused on its food, its guard can slip. That single moment creates an opening for the golden eagle. From hundreds of feet above, its piercing eyes lock on the target. Wings fold tight, body plunging like an arrow cutting through the wind. The strike comes suddenly. The fox startles as a dark shadow sweeps over. It may twist aside or snap back with a quick bite. Sparking a brief struggle to break free. Yet the eagle's speed and strength are overwhelming. Each encounter becomes a tense contest, cunning on the ground against power from the skies. Across vast lakes and glacial rivers, fish provide a familiar and energy-rich food source for eagles. Their eyes, sharp as binoculars, detect the quick flashes of movement just beneath the surface. Once a target is chosen, the eagle descends with wings tucked and talons spread wide, ready to slice through the water. The strike is so precise that the fish has little chance of slipping away. Fishing demands perfect coordination of speed, angle, and strength. Often, the eagle must drag its heavy catch from the water, beating its wings repeatedly to gain lift. When successful, it soars upward, carrying the shimmering prize in its talons toward the nest or a safe perch. This act not only secures vital nourishment, but also serves as training for young eagles. By watching their parents dive and strike, the eaglets learn timing, distance, and the proper use of wings in the hunt. Through these lessons, the cycle of survival continues, passed down faithfully from one generation to the next. Eagles are large birds of prey, ranging from the frozen taiga forests to the Rocky Mountain ranges of North America. With wingspans that can exceed 7 feet and weights reaching up to 14 pounds, they embody both grace and power. Their eyes are uniquely designed, allowing them to spot prey from more than 2 miles away, an extraordinary advantage in rugged landscapes. They often choose sheer cliffs or tall riverside trees for nesting, where wind and flowing water provide access to fish, rabbits, and, at times, waterfowl. Eagles live in lifelong pairs, fiercely loyal, and invest great effort in defending their territory. In the wild, they are not only apex hunters, but also vital guardians of balance, maintaining the delicate harmony of mountain ecosystems. Along coastal cliffs and river mouths, eagles extend their hunting range beyond forests and mountains into the saltwater edge. Sea snakes often slither onto rocky ledges to bask in the sun, sometimes rising near the surface or weaving through shallows in search of small fish. These unguarded moments place them squarely within the eagle's sights. From hundreds of feet above, the bird circles with precision, then folds its wings and plunges like an arrow through the wind. Sea snakes may thrash or snap in defense, and some species carry potent venom. But the eagle, a master of speed, typically grips firmly near the head to block any counterstrike. Its advantage lies in agility and pinpoint accuracy. Once subdued, the eagle often lifts the prey high into the air, carrying it far from the water to remove every chance of escape. Their digestive system has also adapted to neutralize much of the natural toxins, making it rare for swallowing such prey to cause harm. After securing its prize, the eagle frequently brings the sea snake back to the nest. For its young, this is both a rich source of nourishment and a vital lesson, an introduction to dangerous prey and a reminder of nature's unforgiving ways. The scene underscores an instinct passed through generations, where parents not only feed, but also train their offspring in the art of survival. Mountain goats possess extraordinary climbing skills, even leaping across near vertical cliffs where most animals cannot reach. But from above, the golden eagle's sharp eyes easily detect their slightest movements. With speed and the force of its wings, it dives, aiming for the vulnerable young. In a split second, the eagle can lift its target, ending the chase as the silhouette disappears beyond the rugged cliffs. Yet not every hunt is simple. Against a full-grown ibex, heavy and resilient, the eagle faces a daunting challenge. Footage has captured an eagle clinging to the back of an ibex as both plunge down rocky slopes at staggering speed. Though it tries to lift its prey into the air, the immense weight thwarts the attempt. The encounter transforms into a contest of endurance, where the ruler of the skies must acknowledge its limits before the strength of the mountain. It does not possess the overwhelming strength of the lion, nor the graceful agility of the leopard. The African wild dog survives through strategy and unbreakable unity. In every hunt, speed is not its only weapon. Endurance and persistence are the invisible blades. Yet these mottled hunters live on the edge of danger, with lions and crocodiles watching their every move. And this is where a dramatic journey begins. Can this smaller predator overcome the harsh trials of the savannah? On the harsh migration across the sun-scorched plains, wildebeests face a constant trial of survival. Their most dangerous pursuers are not defined by claws or leaps, but by the relentless endurance of the African wild dog. They are not faster than the wildebeest. Their speed is nearly the same, yet they hold a rare advantage: the ability to maintain a high pace over long distances. The pack trails silently, almost without a sound, turning miles of dusty paths into an invisible trap. As the herd begins to break formation, they single out an adult, isolating it from the safety of the group. Step after steady step, the chase continues for as long as 30 minutes, until exhaustion takes hold. With this strategy, wild dogs reach a success rate of nearly 80%, the highest among large predators. The pursuit does not end in an explosion of force, but in endurance and unity. In this game of survival, victory belongs not to the swiftest, but to those who endure to the end. Agile and resilient as they are, African wild dogs cannot foresee every danger, especially those lurking beneath the water's surface. Crocodiles, masters of stealth and lightning-fast strikes, are among the few threats that make the pack hesitate. When chasing prey to the water's edge, or stopping to drink on sweltering days, the dogs are forced into the domain of these reptiles. With a sudden flick of the tail, in the blink of an eye, one individual can be pulled into the murky depths before a sound is made. Even small losses leave lasting caution. Each step near the shoreline carries a reminder. Nature sets its price for carelessness, and survival writes its lessons for these warriors of the savannah. Across wide open fields, through thick brush, and even at shallow watering holes, impalas and smaller antelope become prime targets for the high-speed hunts of African wild dogs. These prey may sprint at over 50 miles per hour, but they lack endurance and teamwork. Wild dogs are not only swift runners, they are also skilled swimmers. When an impala leaps into the water to escape, it unknowingly steps into another trap. With a coordinated plan already in motion, the pack wastes little time. They surge forward, driving the animal back to shore through the sheer force of unity. The hunt often ends quickly. A decisive bite is not always required. Fatigue, separation, and isolation are enough. Once a vulnerable target stands alone, victory belongs to those who never miss the chance. African wild dogs are most active in the early morning and late afternoon, when cool air settles over the plains and prey lets its guard down. A typical pack ranges from 6 to 20 members, led by an alpha pair, the only ones allowed to breed and the unifying center of the group. Within the pack are pups, siblings, and even individuals not related by blood, all bound together as one unit. As dawn light stretches across the savannah, the silhouette of buffalo herds appears, posing a heavy challenge. With massive bodies, sharp horns, and an iron will to defend, buffalo are formidable rivals. Yet wild dogs avoid direct confrontation. They watch in silence, seeking calves, the elderly, or those that wander apart. When the chance arises, the pack accelerates at once, spreading chaos and isolating the target from its shield of protection. Coordination, almost without sound, becomes the key. Some block the path, others press from the sides, relentlessly draining the buffalo's strength. Their stamina and steady pace can exhaust the opponent within half an hour. By nightfall, the hunt often concludes, leaving a lasting lesson in survival for the young still learning how to become hunters of their own. If the crocodile is the hidden danger beneath the water, the lion is the visible threat, the symbol of strength and absolute power on the savannah. As apex predators, both wild dogs and lions compete for the same prize, food and territory. Yet in this rivalry, speed or strategy alone is not always enough to match sheer force. Adult male lions see wild dogs as potential disruptors, not because they are truly dangerous, but because they can unsettle the order of hunting and territorial control. When defending its domain, a lion may charge directly into a pack of wild dogs, not out of hunger, but to send a clear message: this land is mine. Faced with such power, wild dogs do not choose confrontation. They adapt by avoiding conflict, moving swiftly across borders, alert to every roar and every mark left behind. One misstep can endanger not just an individual, but the survival of the entire pack. In the wild, the true ruler is not always the strongest, but the one who endures the longest. Wild dogs survive not through superior strength, but through adaptability, even when that means yielding before the king of the grasslands. In nature, every moment is a struggle for survival. Wild cats, ranging from the smallest figures to the most powerful hunters, walk a fine line between success and failure. They rely not only on strength, but on clever strategy, explosive speed, and endless patience. Across the savanna, in the desert, or within snowy forests, every leap is decisive, every glance a challenge. This is a relentless journey where instinct and perfect adaptation determine the chance to endure. The caracal, often called the desert lynx, roams the dry grasslands and semi-deserts of Africa. Its tall, upright ears, tipped with black tufts like sharp antennae, make it instantly recognizable. Weighing about 25 to 40 pounds, the caracal is famous for its extraordinary leaps. It can launch more than 10 feet into the air, striking birds in flight, an ability rare among wild cats. Caracals hunt mainly at night or in the cool hours of dawn, when prey is less alert. They move as quietly as the wind, using patches of low grass for cover. When faced with a flock of birds, the caracal springs upward, swinging both forelegs like sharp blades, often bringing down several in a single bound. On the ground, it also hunts hares, rodents, and at times even young antelope or warthogs, using sheer speed and lightning reflexes to end the chase. Yet in the wild, the caracal is not always in full control. Its hunting success rate is only about 50%, and even then, the challenge may continue. Jackals often appear to steal a share, and in many cases the caracal must give way to numbers. But at times, its quickness and determination allow it to hold on to its hard-won meal. The ability to hunt alone, yet effectively, helps the caracal thrive in harsh landscapes. It does not rely on the power of lions or leopards, but on speed and precision. With each stealthy step and every explosive leap, the caracal proves that one perfect moment can decide the outcome of the entire hunt. In the deciduous forests and grassy hills of North America, the bobcat emerges as a silent hunter. Roughly half the size of a leopard, weighing on average 20 to 30 pounds, the bobcat carries a perfect blend of muscle and agility. Its mottled coat blends into earth tones and fallen leaves, making it difficult for even the sharp eyes of rabbits, squirrels, or grouse to detect. Bobcats are most active at dusk and during the night, when dim light shields their movements. Their eyes are built for darkness, with vision several times stronger than that of humans, able to catch the smallest motion in the shadows. They stalk quietly, each step as light as mist. Advancing only a few feet before pausing, they listen and wait. When the target is in range, the body coils like a compressed spring. In a flash, the bobcat bursts forward, closing the gap with a single leap of more than 10 feet. Prey rarely has time to react. The chase often ends swiftly, without a second chance. What is remarkable is that the bobcat adjusts its tactics according to season and prey. In winter, when snowshoe hares become the main source of food, it waits along their familiar trails. In summer, the bobcat may climb onto low branches, waiting for woodland birds to land. Squirrels darting along tree trunks can also become targets, taken with a precise leap. Some individuals are even strong swimmers, ready to snatch fish near the stream's edge. At times, the bobcat dares to aim for adult deer, creatures many times its own weight. In these encounters, it uses the element of surprise, springing forward at top speed and holding on with determination to subdue the struggle before the prey can escape. This reveals the boldness and hidden strength behind its modest frame. Such adaptability allows the bobcat to survive from frozen pine forests to sun-scorched deserts. Though solitary and small, it shows that survival is not only about strength, but also patience and skill. Even so, the bobcat faces formidable rivals such as coyotes, gray wolves, pumas, and even large eagles, constant threats that remind it to stay alert in order to hold its place within the web of life. The puma, also known as the mountain lion or cougar, ranges widely from Canada to South America. Weighing on average between 100 and 180 pounds, with a muscular body and long legs, it is an agile athlete of the wild. This cat can climb, swim, and leap more than 20 feet in a single bound. Most hunts take place at dusk or in the night. Moving quietly through dense valleys, the puma relies on sharp hearing and vision to locate prey. Its preferred food is white-tailed deer and mule deer, though it may also pursue antelope, bighorn sheep, or smaller animals such as grouse and rabbits. The typical strategy is ambush. Patiently watching and using terrain for cover, the puma bursts forward with explosive speed to bring the chase to a quick end. Its success rate is low, only about 20%, but persistence and wide hunting ranges keep it sustained. An adult may bring down a guanaco roughly once every 10 days to maintain its energy. The catch is then dragged to a hidden spot, such as a ravine or thick brush, to store and feed on gradually. In the wild, a puma can control a territory spanning more than 370 square miles, establishing its presence firmly in the ecosystem. The young, however, are extremely vulnerable. Only about 30 to 50% survive to adulthood, facing hunger, predators, and fierce competition. The mother's role in protecting and nurturing her cubs is vital to their survival. Though solitary and often challenged by threats, the mountain lion remains a key figure in balancing nature. It demonstrates that strength, patience, and adaptability are the foundation of life in the rugged mountains and forests of the Americas. The Canada lynx is a wild cat of the northern forests of Canada and Alaska, perfectly adapted to harsh winters. Weighing about 18 to 24 pounds, with thick fur and large feet like snowshoes, it moves lightly across deep snow without sinking. This cat relies mainly on snowshoe hares, which make up more than 70% of its diet. When hare populations decline, the lynx struggles and must expand its range in search of food. Its hunting style is ambush, moving silently, hiding behind shrubs or snowbanks, then springing forward with a leap of nearly 10 feet to capture its prey. Most active at night, the lynx depends on sharp hearing and vision to detect movement in the dark. Its success rate is higher than many other wild cats, thanks to patience and precise ambush skills. Yet the young face low survival rates, threatened by food shortages and predators such as wolves, eagles, and even larger males of their own kind. In the unforgiving cycle of the northern wilderness, the Canada lynx stands as a symbol of adaptation. Quiet, patient, and fiercely resilient. The black-footed cat is the smallest wild feline in Africa, weighing only about 2 to 5 pounds. It inhabits the dry grasslands and deserts of South Africa, Botswana, and Namibia. Though tiny in size, this species is known as a silent hunter. With one of the highest success rates among all cats, nearly 60%. They are mainly active at night, using the cover of darkness and glowing eyes to detect small prey such as mice, sparrows, lizards, or insects. The black-footed cat never stops moving, traveling more than 5 miles each night to search every corner of its range. When closing in, it can rush forward, spring upward, or ambush from tall grass, each strike quick and precise. What sets this cat apart is its relentless pace. It may capture dozens of small animals in a single night to fuel its high-energy body. Fragile in appearance, yet formidable in skill, the black-footed cat ranks among the most efficient hunters on the planet. It reminds us that in nature, strength is not measured by size, but by persistence and accuracy in every decisive move. Across the endless blue, one truth echoes through the depths. Power alone fades, but wisdom endures. The orca reigns not through fury, but through mastery, of mind, of unity, of the sea itself. Each hunt, each wave, reveals nature's silent genius at work. In this vast, living ocean, dominance is earned not by strength, but by understanding. And as the tides roll on, the orca remains, unchallenged, unrivaled, the true strategist of the deep.